Cubs convention is up and running. And if you guys are at Cubs convention and you're watching the show, thank you for doing it. Hope you're having a great time honoring the 2016 World Series champs. But the talk of the convention is Nico Hoerner. Yeah, I know it's Alex Bregman too, but Nico Hoerner, he is the topic of conversation, and we're going to get into why. How about Kyle Tucker joining the Dodgers? Are the LA Dodgers pushing baseball towards a lockout or strike? The answer to that is yes. And congratulations to one of my best buddies in the game of baseball, Jody Davis. He is part of the Cubs Hall of Fame class. That is so exciting because he deserves it. We'll talk about all those things and more on the Cubs baseball channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the bell. Make sure you're part of Mick Nation, AveD. Let's get this party started, folks. Peace, everybody. Mick Gillespie, Cubs baseball channel, and we got a lot to get into today, so let's not hesitate. Now, the talk of baseball is, where will Nico Hoerner be traded, or will he be traded at all? And that was certainly addressed at the Cubs convention, and all the great things going on at Cubs convention. Fans have made it clear that they don't want him traded. Dansby Swanson called him irreplaceable. We know that. Hey, I made the thumbnail of the show about Nico Hoerner, irreplaceable. Guy that has a WAR of over 6. He's a consummate team guy. He shows up and plays every day. He's in a contract year. And the Cubs may trade him. There's been a lot of interest. The Giants have reportedly made aggressive offers to get him. How aggressive? How's that going to benefit the Cubs? We haven't heard a lot of names speculated on what could come back to the Cubs from the Giants. And I know a lot of you guys have said, hey, we just keep hearing Nico's going to get traded. What do the Cubs get back? If you make this deal, if you're the Cubs, you better get a lot back in return, because you have a better chance of beating the Dodgers and winning the World Series with Nico than without him. And then something else that we kind of got into a few days ago and was also talked about, Matt Shaw was interviewed. He mentioned it. Life as a super utility guy. Said he played the outfield growing up, guessing in high school, in college, did it some. So he's a guy that's played some outfield. He's going to start playing some outfield again. He says there's at-bats there to be had. I think there is, whether you're talking about playing second, short, or third, then put him in the outfield. We'll see how many at-bats he gets. But with Nico Hoerner still there, he's not going to play second base unless the Cubs trade Nico. And when Tom Ricketts was speaking, people were yelling out, don't trade Nico. Craig Counsell was asked about it. Everybody asked about trading Nico Hoerner. It's the business, guys. I mean, as much as you might not want to see him go, I get you, and I'm with you. But if the Cubs aren't going to bring him back and they can get pieces to help win another World Series, which they did 10 years ago, then they're going to have to move him. I just don't know what that would be where you would trade him. And don't do it for prospects. Please do not do it for prospects unless you're getting some can't-miss type guy, okay? Now, talking about what's going on in baseball right now, how about Kyle Tucker joining the Dodgers? And we nailed this one too. I mean, how many of you guys watch this and go, this guy nails a lot of stuff? I kept saying that I felt like the Dodgers were laying in the weeds on this one, and they end up signing him, and baseball has an enormous issue, just an absolutely enormous issue right now when you're talking about Kyle Tucker joining a team that already has by far the biggest payroll. They're going to be 3 times, 4 times bigger than some of the teams in the league, and no one's even close to them, right? So they've won back-to-back World Series, and now they're giving Kyle Tucker a 4-year, $240 million contract. So he's getting $30 million in deferrals. He's getting $57 annually, because I guess of luxury tax purposes. And he's going to receive a $64 million signing bonus. So I guess what? All but 10 million of it's paid up front. Wow, that's pretty crazy. But the Dodgers are the masters of manipulating the salary system. So now, I mean, think about this. This is why baseball's in big trouble. You can't let one team just go and stack their roster. Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Will Smith, Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez. I wouldn't put Tommy Edman in there. He's a good player. But you had Tucker in that mix, with the pitching that they have, the fact that they're snatching up all the free agents. And I think baseball's got a problem. I do. There needs to be some kind of a salary cap. Now, some of you guys are going to be like, Mick, you're a free market guy. Why shouldn't one business be able to invest the way they want to invest? The reason why is it's not like a normal business. And what I mean by that, and this is just my opinion, okay? You have to have the Cubs to have the Dodgers. You have to have somebody to play. And by letting a team just go and spend millions and millions more, I mean, they got $1 billion payroll right now, and you're playing against teams that aren't even in the same ballpark as that. It just makes it to where it's not competitive, and they've already won back-to-back World Series doing that. And Kyle Tucker, we saw, what was it? Jed Hoyer said, he was glad that the Cubs were able to help showcase him, and obviously he's gotten rich from it, and wished him the best. And I think we all feel that way. First half of the season, he was as good as any player in the game. I mean, he showed you exactly why he's so special. But the game can't let one team get all the stars or most of the stars. That the reason that the NFL is more popular than baseball now is that there's a competitive balance. And baseball, when I was growing up, was way superior than the NFL. Not that way anymore. And so they're going to a contract next year. A lot of you speculate that they're going to lockout or strike. And I think that, whether it's a lockout or a strike, depending on how they do it, the rest of the owners in baseball to save the game have to do something about this. It's ridiculous. The Shohei Ohtani contract is it's cheating. I mean, it just is. The guy's going to get paid $2 million and then defer all of that to the back. I get it. California has a really aggressive state tax system. You can spend a lot of money on taxes out there. Maybe sometimes people were trying to do something to kind of vent that, but the state of the game isn't good when the Dodgers do this. I'm sorry. Look, there has to be a line where you say you can't spend anymore. You can't go get every good free agent. They went and got Edwin Diaz, the top closer. They go and get Kyle Tucker, the top free agent player. And they've just continued to do that. Shohei Ohtani a few years ago, they got him. It's just a shame, honestly. And I hate it for the game that I love more than anything else. When I saw, and I said it on here, I was like, you watch, they're going to do it. And they have. And they have made themselves an international brand, and I got to give them credit for that. They had the foresight to build a TV network that actually feels like the team that they're broadcasting. That matters. They did it in a time where they got on all the stations. That matters. And now they are the Yankees of modern time. I mean, they're the team to beat. They've won 3 World Series since 2000, and good luck trying to beat them this year. Now, with that said, adding Alex Bregman and having the roster that the Cubs have, you have a chance. The Cubs are going to be one of the better teams. I really feel like that. It was good hearing Craig Counsell talk about what Alex Bregman brings to the lineup. I think he balances the lineup. There's just something about this guy, his confidence. He's on Team USA. He's just one of the tougher kind of dirtbag type guys in the game. And to me, that means that he's a dog. He's not going to be afraid to go out there and play hard and play tough. And he wants to win. Hey, I'm wearing number 3. I want to win a World Series. I want to win my 3rd World Series. We want you to do that too, Alex Bregman. So Cubs are going to have to just keep on figuring out a way to beat the Dodgers because it's unbelievable what they're doing with the free agent money and it stinks. But I like our team. Don't trade them, Nico. Whatever you do. Congratulations to John Lester, Vince Lloyd, and our good buddy Jody Davis. Man, I've been friends with Jody for a long time. I absolutely love the guy. I was pulling for him. I know he's super excited. I've been talking to him about it. He's super excited about being selected as a Cubs Hall of Famer. Harry Carey used to sing about Jody. What you guys, if you don't know him, don't know, is that not only was he a tough hombre behind the plate, not only was he somebody that helped the Cubs as a coach afterwards and a manager in the minor leagues, but he's a great person. Absolutely salt of the earth guy. Never met a stranger. Goes out of his way for everybody around him. He's a fantastic representative of what baseball means and also what humanity means. And I'm so excited for him. So if you see him, tell him that you heard me talking about him on here. Love you, Jody. Congratulations. You are a Hall of Famer, which is pretty crazy. Final thing on today's show. He's back. Ben Cowles is back. He was picked up off waivers by the Cubs from the White Sox. This is one of the guys the Cubs got at the trade deadline. He's an infielder, was with the Yankees. Remember when the Cubs made the lighter trade, they got him back, and they didn't have space on the 40-man. Lost him, now he returns. But he's a guy that puts the ball in play a lot. When they traded for him, he led the Eastern League in hits, and then went to AAA. He'll give them some infield depth if he makes it. I mean, this gives the Cubs 39 on the roster. He's one of those guys that could be off the roster again soon. I mean, there's just these 4 or 5 spots that seem to kind of come and go. So I don't know if he even makes it to spring training, but maybe if he does, I hope he does well because he's a pretty good player. All right, that's it for the show today. Thank you guys for being here. And if you're at Cubs convention, again, I hope you're having an absolute blast. Wanted to get up there. It just didn't work out this year, but we'll have to do it sometime soon. But go down to there. Get to that. The best part about the Cubs convention, besides the panels and the games and all that stuff, seeing each other, is that the sale that the Cubs have with all the old gear. There's in the basement, they have basically the shakedown street for you dead fans. You know what I'm talking about. Just like the market. Everybody sets up these tables and sell stuff. And the Cubs have one, and they sell all the old hats and jerseys and pants and cleats and helmets and all that stuff. And that is the coolest thing because you get all this authentic game-worn stuff, and it's dirt cheap. So anyway, thank you guys, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Go Cubs.